Okay, so it's 3 years since I completed college, and wow, that feels old. Okay, so it's 3 years since I completed college, and I'm one of those kids who didn't actually enjoy college that much because I studied engineering. I wasn't a fan of the subject that much. I was constantly surrounded by people who were better, smarter, and got better grades than me. But despite all of the negatives, there was one overwhelming positive out of college that I sorely missed today. And that was that my day got over at 3:34 in the evening. I'd get home between 4:30 and 4:45, and I'd have this continuous stretch of 6 to 7 hours of free time, out of which I used to copy assignments for an hour and I'd get done with it, which I thought at the time was overworking. And soon after, enter the corporate world. 6 hours of work became 7, and 7 hours of work became 8, and 8 hours of work became 9, and 9 hours of work is now possibly extending to about 10, 11, and even 12 for some people. Thanks, COVID. And slowly, without us even noticing, the time that we had for our passions and our hobbies and meeting friends and being with family just got crammed into the weekend. And the excuse that we told ourselves to pursue our other interests during the weekdays was, I don't have time. I mean, take my example. I made a promise to myself that I was going to post one video each week, and you would have noticed that I've just skipped that deadline so many times by now. And I kept telling myself, it's fine, you had a hectic work week, so you just didn't have the time. But the more I think of this I don't have time excuse, the more I ask myself, really? And soon after, I sat down and I introspected on where all my time was going, and not long ago, I found my eureka moment. And so if you're someone who's trying to make time within your existing schedule without having to wake up earlier or without having to work later, I think this video might appeal to you. Now, the short answer to this is the phone and social media, but don't go away yet, because this is not one of those videos that is going to tell you to completely dump social media or completely dump your smartphone, but rather attempts to have a genuine optimization technique that I've tried to follow for the last 1 week, and I'm seeing somewhat okay results. But the long answer to this is the social media buffer time. And so in order to explain this concept, I'll have to take you through what my day on a daily basis loosely looks like. And so I usually wake up by 8, and between 8 to 9:30, I do all of my morning routines like waking up, brushing my teeth, using the restroom, bathing, eating and drinking. Between 9:30 to 10:30, I usually sit down, write videos, think of ideas. 10:30 to 2 is work. 2 to 2:45 is lunch. 2:50 to about 8:15 is again work. 8:30 to 9:30 is gym. 9:30 to 10:30 is bathing again and dinner. 10:30 to 12 is again writing videos and thinking of ideas. And 12 to 1 is just free time. Play games, read books, no real agenda. Now, I didn't find the schedule to be accommodative of my other creative endeavors. So I tried waking up early, I tried working late in the night, and I just wasn't able to do it. So I had to find a way to make time within my existing day to accommodate all of my other creative endeavors. Now, here's where the trick comes in. I stopped clubbing social media with other activities. Now, I told you guys that I wake up at 8 a.m., but I was actually waking up at 8:15, because what I used to do after waking up was get my phone, scroll through a little bit, and then make it out of the bed. And then when I brushed my teeth and when I was using the toilet, I took my phone along with me and I was scrolling, which took the activity an additional 10 minutes than it was originally supposed to. Then after taking my bath, there is that interval between you making it out of the restroom and going to your shelf to get some clothes. And between that time, I used to scroll at my phone. So it cost me an additional 5 to 10 minutes over there. And then I sat down for breakfast, and I usually turn on some YouTube video and eat while watching. And that cost me 10 more minutes than I'd usually take to eat my meal. Now, of course, the feeling during and between each activity can be, it's just 5 minutes of scrolling, what's the big deal? So what should have actually taken me 40 minutes between 8 and 8:40, because I paired social media and my phone with these activities, these little pockets of 5 minutes added up together at the end of my morning routine has cost me 50 more minutes. 50 minutes, that's almost an hour. Now the same applies to lunch times. Assuming that we take 10 minutes to actually eat our meal, and there's a YouTube video of 20 minutes going on, the odds are that you are going to pace your meal in accordance to the speed of that video. In other words, if the video is 30 minutes or if the video is 20 minutes, you're going to eat for the same amount of time to be in sync with the video, and there an extra 10 minutes gets wasted. And between 9:30 to 10:30 after my gym time, I noticed that I waste an average of 20 minutes again. So what might seem like 5 minutes or 10 minutes in between your activity or during the activity, when you add all that up, it costed me about 90 minutes of my time that I've cumulatively wasted during the day. Now, I'm not a machine. I love Instagram, and I'm not saying that you should use every waking hour to your benefit. There can be some amount of scrolling time, but the thing is, don't pair your scrolling time with another activity, because by then the pace of your activity will be dependent on your scrolling time, like the lunch YouTube example that I explained. But dedicate like a certain amount of time for social media, only for social media. And if you just scroll with your 100% attention for like 5 or 10 minutes, you'll notice that there's actually not that many things that are interesting on there. Now keep in mind that I have not included my work hours for scrolling, and I'm just talking about the before and after. Of course, we all use social media during our work hours also, so you get your break times over there. So for me, it was 90 minutes. For you, you can figure out what that time is. But if you look at it from this perspective, 90 minutes a day cross 7 days a week is equal to 630 minutes, which is approximately 10 hours, which is approximately 40 hours a month, which is approximately 500 hours a year, which should be ample amount of time to get done with your hobbies and get rid of the excuse, I don't have time. I'll see you guys in the next one.